Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we are setting up November in my mom's bullet journal, and this theme was actually the one that I meant to use in my own journal, but then I ended up going with the Dark Academia theme, so instead I made this one in my mom's journal, and the theme is mushrooms. I actually made the mushroom theme before in like 2022 or 2023 or something like that, but I wanted to recreate it with some new things and ideas. So for this setup, I'm mainly using things from Journalsay. You can use my code if you want a little discount on their site, but everything will be linked down below as usual. So, if you watch any of my videos, you already know the drill. For the cover page, we are making a collage. And I have to say that I went more minimal on this theme. Usually I go all out in my collages, I use all types of materials, stickers, tapes, papers, everything, but I tried really hard to just use a limited number of things. So I had 3 types of stickers to use throughout the entire setup, 4 washi tapes, and 1 paper that actually is a tape as well, but you can write on it. It's the brown dotted one. And to finish the decoration, 2 types of stamps, one that has many mushrooms designs and a tiny one that has sparkles. And when I say all this, I know it seems like a lot, but for me it actually isn't. I'm not using anything else like notepads, types of papers, frames, textures. It's just those things. I wanted the really big mushroom sticker to have the main spot on the page, and then I just built the background with the tapes and the stamps and put the stickers on top. When I decided to use the stamps, I knew that I was going to use my brown ink pad, and it's a very reddish brown, so it was going to be more subtle on the page. But on top of the brown tape, it fades a little, so to bring it to life again, I'm using this Zebra Sarasa pen in brown to just sketch over some parts and define them a little more. Usually I use my water-based markers or acrylic markers with my stamps because the colors are more opaque and the acrylic markers work really well with the silicone stamps. But the mushroom stamps are bigger than what I usually use, and it was going to be a waste of time to ink every single stamp with markers, so the ink pad was the best solution. It was quicker and the color was perfect for what I had in mind. You know those drawings or illustrations where the background fades on each layer compared to the foreground? Well, I put the stamps on the background to give the effect that were more mushrooms behind these ones. I don't know if it worked, but that was my intention. For the titles, I'm going to use this font called Magical Feather. I think it was a really good match for the theme. But honestly, I think towards the end I was mixing this font with my usual lettering style. It was a thing that I made without realizing it, but it's close enough. Also, a little disclaimer, I make my mom's bullet journal with everything in Portuguese. We are from Portugal and my mom doesn't really speak any English, but I'll make the translations as I go. Since the mushrooms were already in these red or brown tones, I went with this olive green for the titles, and I think it makes a good contrast with the other colors. It actually catches your attention because it is a different color. On the left page I'm doing a quote, and this one I found on Pinterest in English and I just translated to Portuguese. The quote is, "In a world full of flowers, be a mushroom," which translates to "No mundo cheio de flores, seja cogumelo." It's a cute quote and it relates to the theme, of course, so it was a good match. I just decorated 2 corners of the page, and since it didn't leave me much space for the quote, I just made the 2 main words with the lettering, and the rest of the quote I just made in this basic sans serif font, all caps. I wasn't really hitting the right spot for the lettering, so I just covered the mistake with the sticker paper and did it again. But I messed up again, so I put another piece of sticker paper on top. Thankfully, the sticker paper is really thin, so it blends really well with the page. I just wanted you to see that not everything goes with a plan and mistakes are made more often than not. With the cover spread done, let's move on to the calendar spread. I started by making a basic calendar layout, 4 columns on the left page and 3 on the right, straight lines and corners, and I'm using the brown pen for the functional part of the setup. So every table or line that needs to be done, it's going to be brown. I just didn't want to introduce black to the theme. It was going to be a very harsh contrast to the other colors since they are more muted, and it just didn't fit with the color palette, so I went with the brown. I also used this pen in my November setup, the Dark Academia theme that I talked about earlier. It's a very good pen, but it takes a while to dry and I'm not very patient, so throughout the setup you're going to see some smudging because I was erasing the pencil lines before the ink was totally dry. Since November starts on a Saturday, it left a big open space on the first row of the calendar, so I used these 3 mushroom stickers to put there and make it look like they are growing from the calendar. I just had to use my X-Acto knife and cut very carefully the bottom part that overlapped with the line to make a straight edge and give that look to them. I didn't have space to put the days of the week above the calendar, so I made letters on sticker paper and put them on top of the mushrooms. They blend a little with the stickers, but it's okay, it's still visible enough. For the decoration, I ripped the brown tape in 2 parts. One is thinner and one is wider to balance the calendar. Since the 4 columns are on the left side, I put there the thinner part, and on the right side, where it is only 3 columns, I put the wider part. It's just a visual illusion, it kinda compensates the lack of symmetry on the calendar, and it helps with the decoration as well. I tried to decorate along the sides with the stamps and washi tapes, and then in the corners I decorated more heavily with more things. But overall I tried to keep everything balanced around the calendar. After the decoration was done, I thought it was missing something, so I went with the water-based marker from Ohuhu, the one that I've been using for the outline of my lettering with the fine liner tip, that is a shade darker than the actual color of the lettering, and I used the brush nib on the other side to color the first dot space of each row of the calendar, to fill in some space, and I think it looks great. Sometimes just a simple step makes a great difference. For the first weekly, I had to put the 2 first days of November together with the first week, because the first 2 days of November fall on a weekend, and I like to keep them together with a full week. I don't know if that made any sense, but that's just how my brain works. So, because of that, I had to make space for 9 days instead of 7. So, I decided to recreate this layout, which I did in my September setup, and basically I just divide the entire spread in 3 columns. The middle one is for decoration, and the 2 columns on each side are for the weekdays. So, in each column I made 5 sections, which in total gives me space for the 9 days and also a notes section. This is one of my favorite layouts because it's so easy to set up and it's really easy to decorate as well. Since everything is put together in just this column in the middle, I can just put things here and there and not worry so much about the placement of the stamps or the stickers, because in the end it will look like it was on purpose. So just like I did on every page until now, I started with the brown dotted tape, then the stamps, the washi tapes, and finally the stickers. Then for the lettering, I had to be very careful because the space was more limited and this marker isn't really that good for small lettering, but I also didn't want to bring another green color to the theme by using another pen, so I stick to this one and just power through the whole thing. For the numbers, I didn't felt like writing them, so I used these number stickers from Ikigai Papier in this beigey tone to contrast a little with the green, and I think they look really good together. The whole theme is just earthy tones and muted colors, so everything that I love. This next layout is a little more complex, but still not that complicated to set up. Basically, I decided the size of the boxes and then I just put one on the left, one on the right and repeat, so that every box is a little offset from the other and both pages are the exact same. In those little squares between each box is where I'm going to put all the decorations, and for this one I switched things up a little. For some, I put the brown tape with a stamp, and for others I put washi tape with a sticker. It was fun to choose each space for each decoration and see how they look at the end. Moving on, we are in the third weekly, and I don't think I made this layout before, and I should have because it was so simple. I left a little space at the bottom for the decoration, and then for the space on the top, I divided each page in 3 columns, and the last one is also divided in the middle, so we have a column for each day of the week, and the last one is for the weekends. Honestly, I don't usually do much vertical weeklies. I think I use more horizontal layouts, but this one is so easy and quick. In the future, I'll have to use this one again. I really liked it, and you can switch between having this decoration on the bottom or the decoration on the top, because let's say you are doing a clouds theme. The clouds look much better at the top than the bottom, because that's where they are in real life, they are in the sky. But for this theme, the mushrooms are on the ground, so I put them in the bottom. We are now in the last weekly spread, and this one I also decided to recreate a layout that I did before in my July setup. You know, as I said before, I don't really love setting up the weeklies because I have to come up with a different layout for each spread, unless I'm doing Dutch doors, that's why I love them so much. So I tried to see what I did before and recreate it. For this one, I did 4 boxes with space between them, and on the left page I put them on the top, and for the right page I put them at the bottom. This gives me 2 sections to decorate, one at the top and one at the bottom. With the lettering, the space for the writing is smaller, but it works for my mom because she has a really small handwriting, so it's totally fine. This one you can also switch between the placement of the boxes. You can move them around to make different designs or columns instead of rows, you choose. Next, we have the final spread of this setup, and for those who watch my videos, you already know what this one is, but for those who don't, on the left page I make a table for the monthly expenses, and on the right page I make a brain dump. So starting with the expenses, I make a table with 3 columns, one for the item, one for the date, and one for the price, of course. This is just for my mom to keep track of all the monthly expenses and things that are paid each month, like internet, water, power, anything. This occupies most of the page, so I just leave a little space on the top for the title, and then I decorate a little bit at the bottom. For the brain dump, it's just an empty page, but since my mom doesn't always use it, I can decorate a little more. And this time I put the decoration on the bottom, just like I did in the October setup last month. For the brain dump title, I actually call this page Thoughts, or in Portuguese, Pensamentos, And that's because the Portuguese translation of brain dump isn't really pretty, so I just translate thoughts because the word is prettier. It's time for the final flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give a like, subscribe, and comment down below which November theme you liked more. Also, put a mushroom emoji if you watched it till the end. I really loved both themes, but my favorite has to be the Dark Academia because I'm really biased, so let me know. I also really appreciated all of your guys' ideas for the 2026 journal setup. It was so helpful, and I'm really happy that you guys liked the Dark Academia theme enough to want to see it again with a little twist. So let's wait and see what I can come up with. A little fun thing that happened today, actually. One of my manifestations came true, one of the sponsorships that I've been wanting for a very long time, so you have to wait and see what it is. I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!